and triangles have 3 angles. And in order to be a triangle, you're going to take the 2 smaller sides of the triangle, add them together, and if they are larger than the third side, it creates a triangle. They have to be larger. So my first definition here of a triangle inequality theorem says, a triangle exists. I just drew a triangle, so I have to write it out. A triangle exists if the sum of the 2 smaller sides, has to be the smaller ones. Triangle exists if the sum of the 2 smaller sides is larger than the third side. So 2 triangles, or the 2 smaller sides of a triangle have to add together to be larger than the third side. If they are not larger than the third side, it is not a triangle. So all we're going to do is a little bit of addition. So for numbers 1 through 8 there, it says determine if the following side lengths could form a triangle. Prove your answer with an inequality. An inequality means a greater than or a less than symbol. All right, so is it a triangle? We're just going to say yes or no for each one of these problems here. So for number 1, I want to take the 2 smaller numbers and add them together. So if I give you the sides 8, 17, and 24, which are the 2 smaller numbers that we're going to add together? 8 and 17. Okay, so we're going to add together 8 plus 17. Well, what is 8 plus 17? 25. Now, is 25 larger or smaller than 24? It is larger. So I'm going to write it with an inequality. So an inequality are symbols that look like this. These 2. Which one of those is a greater than symbol? The first one or the second one? First one. This one's greater. This one's less than. Okay, so 25 is greater than 24. So does this make a triangle? Yes, it does. My 2 sides are greater than the third side. And that's it. That's all we have to do. We're just adding. So for number 2, again, I'm going to add the 2 smaller numbers together, and they have to be greater than the third side to form a triangle. Which are the 2 smaller numbers I'm going to add together? 3 and 3. What is 3 plus 3? 6. Now, is 6 greater than or less than 7? It is less than 7. So does this make a triangle? No. This is not a triangle. So it has to be greater than the third side. And that's all we're doing. We're just adding. Okay, so in number 3, which 2 numbers am I going to add together? Well, careful. 12 and 25, the 2 smaller numbers. So don't let it be just because it's out of order. Don't let that trip you up. We're going to add together 25 and 12. If it helps you to underline like Ms. Tabasco is doing, I would suggest that. What is 25 plus 12?
37.
Is 37 greater than or less than 35? It is greater than 35. So is this a triangle? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, it is. All right, and that's all you're doing. You're just adding. Do you think you can finish 4 through 8? You can add together some numbers for me? Give yourself a moment. Try numbers 4 through 8. All you're doing is adding them together. Yes. Is that greater than? So then it's not a triangle. Has to be bigger. Has to be greater than to be. Then you put, then it's not a triangle. But no. Huh?
So can you put a symbol for that?
No, you can just put an equal sign. One more minute. All right, so you're going to show me with your thumbs. You're going to give me a thumbs up or thumbs down for each one. All right, so for number 4, thumbs up, thumbs down. Does that make a triangle for number 4? Yes, very nice. Should be bigger than 52. 79 is greater than 52. Good. All right, what about number 5? Show me with your thumbs, yes or no? Good. No, it is not a triangle because it has to be greater than in order to be a triangle. 50 and 50 are exactly the same. It's not greater than, so this is not a triangle. Excuse me. All right, number 6, yes or no? Show me with your thumbs. Is that a triangle? Yeah, good. Number 6 is a triangle. Okay, last 2, number 7, show me with your thumbs. Is that a triangle? Nope. Good. And then number 8, is it a triangle? Yeah, awesome. Perfect. You guys got that easy peasy. So all you're doing is adding. Pretty simple stuff, right? Feels like a day you can do, right? All right. Good. So to be a triangle, the third side has to be, the 2 smaller sides have to add up to be larger than the third side. Now, finding a third side range. So if you are given 2 sides of the triangle, you can set up an inequality using the sum and difference to show the range of possible lengths for the third side. So sum means adding. What does difference mean? Subtracting. Okay. So when we write an inequality, we are going to write it like this. Okay. We're going to say my value x is going to be less than a number, but greater than another number. So this number over here, this b value, less than b, this is going to be where you put your sum. And then over here, this other one is going to be your difference. So we're going to either add our numbers or we're going to subtract our numbers. And that's going to give me a range. So range just means what's the smallest it can be and what's the largest that it can be. I know it looks weird here, but let me show you what I mean. So if I give you 2 sides of the triangle, one of the sides is 14 inches, one of the sides is 22 inches. I need to figure out what could the third side be. So the biggest number that it can be is if I add these 2 numbers together. So if I add 14 and 22, what do you get? 36. So the biggest my triangle can be is 36. And the smallest it can be is if I take the difference between the 2. I subtract the 2 numbers. Now, when you subtract, you want to be careful because I don't want a negative number. Why do I not want a negative number? Can you have a negative side length? Does that make any sense? No, so I don't want a negative number there. So I always want to make sure I do the bigger number minus the smaller number. So if I have 14 and 22, how am I going to subtract? Am I going to do 14 minus 22 or 22 minus 14? 22 minus 14. And what is 22 minus 14? 8. So the smallest number I can choose is 8. The largest number I can choose is 36. So I need to pick a number between those two. So what is an example of a number that's between 8 and 36? So it's bigger than 8, but less than 36. What's a number? 25. Give me another number. 12. Give me another number. 11. Right? You can pick any number that you wanted as long as it's between 8 and 36. Can't be 8, can't be 36, but it's somewhere between those two. And that's it. That's all you're doing, adding or you're subtracting. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing for number 10 here. What is the largest value I can have? 59. Good. All right, so I just add the two together. Now, what's the smallest number I can have? 3. 31 minus 28 gives me 3. So I would need to pick a number between 3 and 59. What's an example of a number I could pick? 22. What's another one? What's another one? Yeah, there's so many choices, right? As long as it's between 3 and 59. All right, so you're just adding or you're subtracting. Okay, do you think you can finish these ones right here? Yeah, okay, take a moment. Either adding or you're subtracting. And when you're done, just put your pencil down so I know you're ready to move on. All right, so for 11 and 12, you know, check yours with mine. I got 8 is less than x is less than 14. And then 26 is less than x is less than 64. We get the same thing? Okay. For 13 and 14, for number 13, I've got 17 is less than x is less than 31. And for number 14, I have 9 is less than x is less than 25. How'd we do on those four? Good? All right. Now, 15 and 16 are a little bit different because it asks you to check all of the possible lengths for the third side. So what I still did was exactly like the other problems. I still added my numbers together to get my biggest and subtracted my two numbers to get my smallest. But now I need to choose all of the numbers from over here that fit into this range right here. So my range is from x has to be less than 42, but greater than 12. So I want to pick all of the numbers that are bigger than 12 and less than 42 that fall in that range. So does 34 fall in that range? Yes. So that's a possibility. Does 12 fall in that range? No. Does 29 fall in that range? Yes. Does 18 fall in that range? Mm-hmm. And then does 43 fall in that range? No. So you only have those three choices there are your possible side lengths for the third side. So same thing for number 16. Added the numbers together, I got 54. Subtracted my numbers, I got 36. So does 35 fall in that range? No. Does 58 fall in that range? No. 47? Yes. 54? No. And 39? Yes. Good. So be really careful because I am going to try to trick you and I'm going to give you like 54 or 36. You have to remember that it has to be greater than and less than. It cannot be equal to those two numbers. All right. Questions on any of those? We feel pretty good so far. Just adding and subtracting, right? Not a hard day. Okay, last part. We are going to order angles and side lengths of triangles. Okay. So the first part is ordering angles. So the angles of a triangle can be put in order by comparing the sides. So the smallest angle is always opposite or across from the shortest side. Take a wild guess where the largest angle is going to be across from. The largest side. Okay, so to find the smallest angle, I look for the smallest side or the number that's the smallest. And then to find the largest angle, I find the side that is the biggest number. So we're going to order our angles from least to greatest. So which one of these sides is my smallest side? 10, 7, or 13? 7 is the smallest. Which angle is directly across from the 7? Angle A. So my smallest angle is angle A. What's the next smallest number? 10. What is the 10 across from which angle? Angle C. So my next smallest angle is angle C. Which one is my biggest number? 13, and that's across from which angle? Angle B. There's my biggest angle. And that's it. Easy peasy, right? So you're looking for the biggest number, you're looking for the smallest number, and that's it. You're just going straight across from it. Now, the same thing, I can do the exact same thing by going the other way. So I can order the sides of a triangle in order by looking at the angles. The shortest side is always going to be across from the smallest angle. Guess where the longest side is going to be across from? The largest angle, yeah. So essentially I'm doing the exact same thing, I'm just going backwards now. I'm starting at the angle, I'm going to go across to the side this time, right? So I'm just going back and forth. Now, we're going to order our sides from least to greatest. So I need to look at the angles and I need to find the smallest angle. I've got a little problem though. What's my problem in this picture? I don't what? I don't have this third angle, angle F right here. How can I order them if I don't know what the third angle is, right? Well, what do you know about triangles? They add up to 180. So if I already have 42 and 103 of the 180, how am I going to figure out what's left over? Beautiful. I add those two numbers together, subtract from 180. So I'm going to do 180 minus 103 plus 42. Right, so we're kind of building on some prior knowledge things that we've done in the past. All right, if I add those two numbers together, I get 145, and then, yep, subtract from 180, I get 35. So this angle right here is 35 degrees. So you have to know all three angles before I can put anything in order, right? Now, I asked you to order the sides from least to greatest. So I need to go from smallest to largest. Which angle is the smallest angle? 35. Which side is directly across from it? How do I name this side right here? DE or ED, either one's fine. There's my smallest. What's my next smallest number? 42. Which side's across from the 42? DF. And then which side is my largest side? The one across from the 103, which is what? EF. Easy peasy. You're just going straight across. The only thing you have to be careful of is making sure you read the question, because sometimes I say from least to greatest. Other times I say from greatest to least. So make sure you're reading which one comes first. All right, so let's do a couple of these together and then I'll let you finish them up. So let's do number 1. Order the angles from least to greatest. Okay, so which would be my smallest number? 17. Which angle's across from the 17? Angle M. So your smallest angle is angle M. Which one comes next? 20. Which one's across from the 20? P? Oh, yeah, hold on. Yeah, we're doing angles this time. Yeah, make sure you're reading that question. It says angles. And then what is going to be my greatest angle? Angle N. It's the only one left over. Easy stuff, right? Questions on that one? All right, number 2. Which angle is your smallest angle? Okay, 30. Which one's the angle across from it? T. So your smallest angle is angle T. What comes next? 35. What's across from the 35? R. And then what's your greatest angle? Angle S. Not hard, right? Just going straight across. All right, I'm going to skip 3 and 4. So you're going to do those by yourself. I'm going to do 5 and 6 with you, and then I'll give you a few minutes to finish up. All right. Now, for 5 and 6, we are ordering the sides from least to greatest. Sides. All right, so I have 2 of the angles already given to me. How am I going to figure out what that third angle is? Angle K there. What do I have to do? Yep, add those two numbers together and subtract them from 180. Okay, so if I add 31 and 57, what do I get? Gives me 88. Yep, and if I subtract 88 from 180, what do you get? 92. Okay, so this angle up here is 92 degrees. Now that I have the angle, I need to order the sides from least to greatest. What's my smallest angle? 31. So which side is across from the 31? KL. What's my next smallest angle? 57. Which side is across from the 57? JK. And then what's my largest side? 92. Across from the 92 is which side? JL. Okay, so it's not hard, but you do just have to be careful that you're doing the right addition or subtraction, otherwise you're going to get something wrong. All right, do we need to do another one, or do you think you can finish those off? Yeah, you can finish them? All right, so I want you to finish 3, 4, 6, 7, 8.